All right, art students, you are about to start a WOW project, and you want to make sure you know how many days that you have to use for this project. Then we're going to have you, after you go ahead and right now, put down your first name, your last name, and your class code. We'll do 3BW. Okay, if your teacher gives you a number, go ahead and include that here. If your teacher does not give you a number, leave it blank. You now should have your first name, your last name, your class code, and if you have a student number, a student number. You should also know how many days you have to work on your project, and you've crossed out any days that are extra. We are going to start on the back of this sheet this time. First off, the art magic that you are going to use will be a big poster that your teacher is pointing to now. You're going to write that word here. And then you are going to draw an example of how you're going to use it here. So I'm going to pick triangle and ellipse. You might want to wait to pick those two things until you start drawing your idea. Then your teacher will have out resources. You're going to want to start to look through those resources and find pictures that really excite you, that you are curious about. And then you are going to use those images to come up with your idea. You're going to come up with one idea. You are then going to recreate that idea, only make it better. Then you're going to get feedback from a friend. And then finally, you're going to come up with a third version. Here's how that looks. So first, I liked the image of the sweet little weasel, and I saw he had a triangle head, and he had triangle ears, and he kind of had an ellipse on the top, so he fit my shapes even. Then I looked at a snake book, and I gave him a snake body. I then didn't really like the snake body, so I tried again, keeping the head of the weasel, but this time I tried a panda body, and I didn't really like that, but it was time to get feedback from a friend. My feedback told me that they liked the head of my weasel. They asked me why I paired it with a panda, and then they gave me a piece of advice, which is pick a different animal. Maybe one like the weasel is cute, so maybe pick something that isn't cute. That then caused me to make my third idea. I found this picture of a shark that was like this, but I thought, what if I turned it like that and had the weasel coming out? And so that's what I drew, and I like this, but this feels a little too scary. So I almost think I'm going to make it like he's a weasel in a shark costume. So I might finish it out, and maybe he has the tail back here, and his legs are down here at the bottom. I might have to ask the teacher for another piece of picture so I could fully draw out my idea. Once I've done that, I'm going to go back over to the front. I want you to pause this video now, and I want you to first come up with your idea. Okay, you've come up with your idea. Now I want you to think, where could I make this idea? You need to pick out two centers where you could make your idea. So I might pick architecture, and I might pick mixed media. You'll want to pay attention to what supplies are at those centers. Your teacher will have a sign up on the board, and you need to write those supplies here. So my first goal might be mixed media, where I'm going to make this whole crazy idea into a mask. So maybe this is the mask part that goes over my head. So my head is back behind here. And then this like drapes in the front of me, like I am in a costume of a weasel who's in a costume. Then I'm going to plan out what I need to do each day. I happen to have 4 days for this project. So day 1, my goal is to make the weasel. And I'm going to draw it because I think it's easier for me to understand when I draw. Then day 2, I'm going to make the shark mouth. Day 3, I'm going to make the shark body. And day 4, I'm going to put all the pieces together. Then I really need to ask myself, think. I have 30 minutes of work time on each one of these days. Did I just make too much work for me to get done in 30 minutes? If I did, I either need to decide I'm going to get passes to come in and work on my art during recess or after school, or I need to change and simplify my ideas because Miss Russ is not going to give me more than 4 days of work time. Best of luck, and I cannot wait to see what you create for your project.